brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lecter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Mornings at the Cabin, indeed, on your Tuesday morning. Wheeler, Lecter, and AJ with you. Ollie, still out of town, attending to some matters, but he'll be back soon. Soonish. Relatively soon. Couple weeks without Ollie. But that's fine. We're going to hold down the fort until he gets back, I guess.
And then it's all him.
And that's all him again. That's right. He's the buttress. He's the shoulder. He's the lintel. He's the thing that holds it all together.
The lintel?
Yeah, it's the thing above the door.
Oh.
You didn't want to go with glue?
Glue?
Glue.
What?
Glue.
No.
Like the more common saying.
No. No, he's the lintel.
He's the bonding agent.
That's right. Without a lintel, the wall falls into the door.
Oh, I can't have that.
Yeah?
That's a pretty apt description, actually.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It is apt.
Very nice.
Pupil. Great movie. Anyone? 98?
Nope.
No?
No.
On your own.
Brian Singer directed it, so probably a lot of people like it anymore. Anyway, Mornings at the Cabin. Good morning.
Good morning.
It is a fresh start. My eyelashes froze from my car to the door. So enjoy the nice weather. It's minus 34. I don't know what we're going to talk about.
I mean, your lashes are pretty long, but
I know. I got
that long?
Yeah, I mean, I got extendable lashes. Like I got lashes ladies dream about.
Lashes for days.
Yeah, you know when like people put on fake eyelashes?
Mm-hmm.
This is what they're trying to do.
Yeah.
I remember one time when I was a kid, I actually cut my eyelashes, not thinking anyone would notice. I don't know. I mean, as a kid, I was just kind of like experimenting with sharp objects.
Like I got split ends.
So I cut them away, and I was like, no one's going to notice this. I mean, why would you? My mother, as soon as she looked at me, what the hell did you do to your face? Like,
mothers know, man.
It took 2 seconds.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler, Lecter, and AJ with you. Today's sponsor and all this week's sponsor, as a matter of fact, Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, February 5th to the 8th. Tickets available at yellowknife.ca for all ticketed events. Speaking of which, one of those ticketed events is Jesse's having a stroke. Good God. Scotchy hockey back in Canada banquet. Scotia.
Okay, that would be the Scotia Bank Hockey Day in Canada banquet.
Didn't even have a lighter. Look at this guy.
I believe that's what you're trying to say. Not Scotch Night to Passion.
Oh.
All right. One more time.
Come on,
for
buddy.
the win.
You can do it. Everyone's rooting for you here.
Nice and slow.
It's my first day. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada banquet dinner hosted by Ken Reid and Ivanka Osmak from Sportsnet with guest speaker Ron McLean.
Hey.
And NHL alumni hot stove with hockey celebrities, and the Stanley Cup is on display. There will be a silent auction with proceeds going to support sledge hockey. Catering by Steak, cash bar available. It's going to be at the St. Pat's Holiday Gym Thursday, February 6th from 6:30 to 9. Tickets are $100. Buy tickets now at yellowknife.ca. Yay!
Hey! Very nice.
Well done.
Oh, my God.
You're a pro.
It's like you practiced this.
I'm not even... Professional get paid. What were we talking about? So you still got Penny at your house.
I do.
And the adventures continued this morning.
For now.
Well, you know. I mean, you're just going to kick her out.
Why don't you just bring her in here?
Yeah.
Because then I need to monitor her constantly while she's in here.
She sits on her favorite chair.
No, she doesn't. She gets up and leaves to Wilfrid Laurier every day.
They close the door.
No.
Well, she's got a little friend over there now.
Constantly monitoring her.
Tika?
She's got a little
Tika?
friend.
Lika?
It's not happening, guys.
Lika.
No?
No.
Oh.
Not happening.
Yeah. I went over
right.
there and met Lika again.
Oh, yeah?
Afterwards, because there's a new puppy down at Wilfrid Laurier.
Okay.
And so I was like, oh, what's her name? He said Lika. I think it's Lika. Named after the first dog that the Russians sent into space.
Oh.
And I was like, oh, that's really cool. I like that name. And I kind of made a joke. You know how sometimes I make jokes and people don't expect it because they don't know me at all?
Yeah.
And they just kind of look at me like I'm serious?
Mm-hmm.
And
You look like a serious person.
I do look like a serious person. I mean, you have to take...
It's because you deliver them with an angry face.
I
Just
deliver everything with an
throw
angry face.
people off.
I really like you. So he said Lika, and I was like, that's a really cool name. That's awesome. First dog that Russia sent into space. And I made a joke about how, like, and absolutely the same dog that came back. And they were like, well, yeah, the same dog that came back. I was like, yeah, because the Russians sent a dog into space and then presented the same dog. They didn't. Like they apparently...
Is this a true thing? They did.
Well, I mean, the rumors abound in the history books that, like, Russia sent copious amounts of animals into space, and like none of them came back.
Oh, no.
I've never even heard of this. I didn't know they sent a dog
they sent a dog into space. They sent a chimp into space, and apparently, like the dog that they celebrated, like Lika, that came back, was like the 5th or 6th dog that they'd sent up, and like no, it didn't say anything about anything, and then one came back, and they're like, "Hey, look what we did."
Maybe Lika just aged terribly.
Maybe
up in space.
Maybe.
So what do they do? They just be like, okay, sit.
Yep.
Good.
Yeah, strap it in and see what happens.
You know, like what do you? Like I don't know. Like what do you do with like when they send monkeys to space? Do they just sit in the?
Well, they put a little spacesuit on them and they send them up into space. They don't like. I mean, and
then they just bring them back.
They control everything remotely.
I've never looked into this before.
Right? So they control everything remotely, and they just send them off into space. They do a lap around the Earth and come back.
Yeah. You see, this is the difference between you and I, Jesse. The major difference. You went with a dog possibly dying and being replaced as your first impression joke. I would have just made like a little, he's like a little Lika on the carpet, probably. And then we all would have had a light chuckle, and we all would have went on our way.
That is the difference.
Yeah.
My humor contains deep historical references and layers.
And upsets people.
But now they know.
Because they're so layered.
But now they know.
But now they know all this history. And now they went home and they looked it up, and they're like, huh, that guy's a jerk.
But he's right.
But that was pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. So bring Penny in. She's got a little buddy. Sarah's not back for another 4 days.
In all honesty, I did think about it, but
yeah. So what did she do this morning?
Well, this morning I got up, fed her, and then I went in to have a quick shower.
Mm.
And by the time I came back out, I had a pair of pliers out on the ground. Mm-hmm. The fruit bowl was completely overturned, and there was fruit all over the kitchen. The fruit bowl's on my kitchen table, which is a high kitchen table.
Yeah,
right.
So I think she got up on the chair, jumped up on the table. But this is in the span of like 10 minutes. It was a quick shower.
Well, 10 minutes. I mean, 10 minutes is plenty of time for a dog to do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know what she's still lulling me, you know? As I go in for the shower, she's like, hey, AJ, have a good shower, man. You know? Hey, I love you. Oh, thanks, Penny. I love you,
Here's
too.
Here's a kiss to send you on your way.
Thanks for the positive feedback. Yeah, okay, well, we'll see you in a bit. And the second I turn around, all right, Dre, cover my 6. I'm going for the fruit bowl.
Dre just tail between his legs immediately.
He's like, I don't want to do this.
We're going to get caught. We're going to get caught.
Stop making me do this, man.
So not to victim blame or anything, but why? It does kind of seem like your
fault.
These series of events that all seem to revolve around food that is not intended for Penny being left in very Penny attainable situations.
I mean, on the kitchen counter.
I don't know that they're attainable until she does it.
Well, now you know.
So like, what do I do? Do I hang my bananas off the ceiling fan so she can't reach them? Like,
get a banana tree, for God's sake.
Yeah.
That's your solution?
Yeah.
Well, a fruit bowl just sitting on the table. Like, Penny can get up on it.
You're asking for it.
It's a higher table than this table here.
Anytime something like this happens, these are the questions I want to ask. Where'd you put your fruit? Was it out in the open? Were you exposing your fruit?
Were you inviting?
How easy is it to get up on your?
It was unaccessible fruit.
Unaccessible
until today.
Oh, okay.
Where she found easy access to the fruit.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
Kind of sounds like you.
I feel like we may have to do like an investigative, like crime scene investigation.
I should have known this was
AJ like draw like chalk lines. This is where this was. Here's where I was. 10 minutes had passed. And it all came crashing down.
Okay,
the drapes I have a lot of sympathy for you.
Yeah,
that's pulling down the drapes. That's just a bad dog.
Yeah,
that's a bad dog.
Nothing you can do about that.
Yeah. But I mean, the fruit bowl. How do you you don't expect your dog to get up on the kitchen table?
Are you talking about the drapes that are right by your kitchen?
Yeah,
like those ones. You know why she tore those down? Because your entire kitchen just kind of wafts into those drapes, so they just smell.
Well, it's actually the ones in the living room.
Well, they still do that too. Here's what I want you to do.
But so now you're telling me I got to get rid of my drapes. I got to get rid of my fruit.
Yeah.
I have to get rid of anything that is even remotely over 5 foot.
Mm-hmm.
Or just get rid of Penny and bring her here.
Yeah.
Just all the
time.
You're
here all day anyway.
Lock her in the office.
You're here all day anyway.
Yeah, but this is a shower in the morning.
Yeah, and you see what she could do in 10 minutes, so you got to keep your eye on her. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to set up your camera in the kitchen, like your phone in the kitchen, and just go for a shower and record and see what happens.
Yeah.
And then we can show Sarah just what a dink her dog is. Penny is amazing. I love Penny. She's so beautiful. Apparently, she's a handful.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
I mean that is the sign. What Sarah has raised is a very inquisitive and a very incurious dog.
Yeah.
And just loves food.
Just loves food.
Like, really, really likes food.
Right.
She's going to be a chonker.
Because she hasn't been chewing on much else than the curtains.
Here's a toy. Nah, fruit.
Yeah.
I think you go after that fruit up there when you go for a shower.
All right. Video tomorrow morning.
Yeah, video tomorrow morning. Set
I'll
it
work
up.
on it.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast. Hey, it was early. What do you want from us?
We're going to try this one more time. Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada is the sponsor for the entire week, February 5th to the 8th. Get your tickets to any ticketed events at yellowknife.ca, including the Canada banquet, the Hockey Day in Canada banquet. Almost made it through.
So close.
Thursday, February 6th. Shut up. 6:30 to 9. That's Thursday at the Williday Gym. Catering by Steak. Cash bar available. Tickets are $100. Go to yellowknife.ca for tickets. There you go. Okay.
I'm ready.
Okay.
For
All right.
whatever's about
Let's
to
do
come.
it.
So when you mentioned that the tickets were on yellowknife.ca, I immediately mentioned that was a great place to buy tickets. Now,
An ideal place.
within this within this ad, right? Within this thing that I'm looking up, it gives you all the things. What I said last time, it gives you all the hosts, it gives you everything it's going to be.
Yep.
Catering by Steak, location, date, ticket price, a link that says buy tickets now, and then right below it,
Sounds great.
it says to buy tickets for this event, search under schools. Why?
Is that what it says?
That's what it says.
Like the tab school?
Yeah, no, it's like it says buy tickets now, and it's blue, so it's a link to
Yeah.
buy tickets now.
Right.
And then right underneath that, because apparently this is confusing, let me just look at this. It says to buy tickets for the events, search under schools. Why? So
Interesting.
that link takes you to yellowknife.legendonlineservices.ca,
Yep.
and it's just a ticket booking for whatever.
Okay, perfect.
Whatever's going on in the city.
So you can
It doesn't
choose.
link you to booking tickets for Scotia Hockey Day in Canada. It books you.
Okay.
It takes you to the ticket booking thing.
Sure. Gives you like a drop down. You could choose.
No, it just says locations, session name, category, subcategory.
Okay.
So that's why they're giving you that note. It says search under schools. I appreciate it.
Interesting.
I appreciate that. But this is why I kind of made the face when they said yellowknife.ca. Nothing against you, yellowknife.ca. It's City Yellowknife. You guys do great work. This is a little confusing where you buy your ticket.
But this is good. We're working through the
We're
process
working through
on
the
air.
kinks,
Yeah.
Letting the people know.
Yeah,
Figuring
that's
it
right.
out.
That's right. We're figuring it out.
Live on the air. That's what we do every day.
I just feel like the link should go to a page that specifically gets tickets for this event.
Well, Jesse, when you organize Hockey Day in Canada, you can set it up
I
how
will.
you
I
like.
When
will
you're
set
a
it up.
rocket surgeon, you can make your own website.
All right. My dad was a rocket surgeon. That's terrible. So that's going to be a lot of fun. We look forward to a lot of these events. So what we'll do is throughout the week we'll focus on different events, so all you guys know what is up.
Also, just barely announced, I think, yesterday, Paul Coffey's coming as well.
Paul Coffey.
Paul Coffey.
Holy number 7 himself.
AJ was like, who's Paul Coffey?
AJ, shut up. He's a cricketer.
You guys know Wally Lewis? I didn't think so.
Of course we know Wally. Wild Wally.
I've seen
That's
you.
what
I've
they
seen you
called
played Wally Coffee before. That's pretty good. That's pretty damn good. All right. What are we talking about?
It was a good description you gave me, though, from the Wayne Gretzky era.
Yeah,
He's on
that's
the
pretty
team
much
Wayne
all you
Gretzky.
need to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, part of the Oilers.
And use a
glory
more
years.
someone that everyone will know, and then work your way back.
That's right.
Yeah, Wayne Gretzky. It's fine. Yeah,
Is
Paul
Gretzky coming?
No,
Why not?
he's busy.
With what?
Being
Tim
great.
Hortons commercial. Being great. I mean, that's what he legally changed his name to the Great One.
The Great One. That's on his license now.
Is it really?
No,
I hope it is.
T Great One.
Speaking of hockey, and we don't talk about sports much because we've got Cabin Sports Radio Mondays at 6 to 7 with Mike Gibbons and Lecter. Now, when you does it, because you have to wait a whole week. Does it annoy you a little bit when Connor McDavid does something absolutely incredible after your show's done,
It annoys me when Connor McDavid does something great,
especially
anytime.
against your team, like he did last night?
Yeah.
And what we were talking about before, like this is a goal of the year candidate, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What he did last night against Morgan Riley was stupendous, and
Yeah.
it's not every day. Like if you watch the clip, it's not all the time that you hear an entire arena go, "Oh,
Yeah.
jeez."
Yeah, it's not something you see on ice.
Not really. No, it's not. He did what is tantamount to like a basketball crossover
Yeah.
or a football or rugby juke.
Yeah.
He literally jumped out of the way about 5 feet and
Yeah.
went around the guy.
Yeah.
It was otherworldly.
Yeah.
And I don't get that crazy about hockey highlights, but I mean, that was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane.
I think this is a good time to send thoughts and prayers to Morgan Riley.
And his ankles.
And his ankles. He has 3rd-degree burns all over his body. Just got absolutely torched.
I rewatched the clip, I don't know, like 4 or 5 times this morning while I was having my coffee and eating my Honey Bunches of Oats, because that's how I do.
Yeah.
So like just like anywhere else, it happens. It seems to happen with the Oilers. It happens with the Canadians more. Where anywhere they go in Canada, half the arena is Canadians fans.
Yes.
Well, at Maple Leaf Gardens,
There was a lot of Oilers fans.
tons
there.
of Oilers.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking, like it looked like almost half the building was Oilers fans.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a loud cheer. There's even clapping from the Maple Leafs fans because, like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So, but like,
kind of got a bow to that.
so I watched the goal, but then I was watching reactions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Right. So you watch the celly. And then, but like, there's a couple of pictures where it's focused on McDavid and he's at the sideboards and he's having his celly. And like the Oilers fans in the picture are like, yeah. And the Toronto Maple Leafs fans are like just kind of dumbfounded. And there's one guy with just his head in his hands like, ah! Like he's just screaming. He's like, what? And it's pretty awesome. And then you kind of see Morgan Riley like stop and just kind of slowly skate back to the bench. And I imagine him going to the bench because, like, you go back to the bench and, like, I'm sure everyone's just like, good game. Like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
But, like, I mean, you give him a pat, you give him a stick tap or whatever. But on that one, you're just like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Like, sorry.
You don't want to be on that end of the highlight reel.
Yeah.
Like, half the team is just like, yeah.
Oh, they were all just looking at Morgan Riley thinking, I'm glad that wasn't me.
Yeah, exactly. Hashtags, thoughts and prayers. Oh, my God.
I would have fallen down, would have looked even worse.
Absolutely. Incredible. And, like, you know what was funny is last night, I mean, obviously he's in his hometown, right?
Yes.
Toronto's his hometown.
Yeah.
But, like, guys, the analysts actually got it right. Like, I think Craig Button last night was saying he's going to put on a show tonight. Oh, Pierre LeBrun said he was going to put on a show tonight. And, like, he absolutely did. He had 4 points.
Not disappoint.
4 points and scored not the winning goal, but the insurance marker that kind of locked it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And probably goal of the year.
Yeah, probably.
I would say so.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Goal of the year. We're 7 days into it.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
No, goal of the season.
This season.
So we're
Okay.
halfway through the season.
Yeah.
AJ,
Yeah.
Get it
Yeah.
together.
Lecter, the season.
the season is the year.
Jeez.
The year goes from September to June.
Hey, Jesse, I'm sorry about Lecter here. I'll talk to him after the show.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
Today and all week sponsor, Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada, February 5th to the 8th. Get a lot of information at yellowknife.ca. You get a lot of information from us as well. But if you want to buy tickets, yellowknife.ca is the place to go, especially for the Scotiabank Hockey Day in Canada banquet, which is on Thursday, February 6th from 6:30 to 9. $100. Catering by Steak, cash bar available. Plenty of, you got Ron McLean. And who knows? Maybe a surprise visit from Don Cherry. Probably not. But go to yellowknife.ca to buy tickets now. Click on the link and then go search for tickets.
What's that? We're getting word that Hockey Day in Canada is being pulled. We were not supposed to say that name.
Oh, no.
And that's the end of the...
Cherry
Oh, well.
blossoms. That's how it goes.
Good job, Jesse.
Oh, fair enough. No, that's not going to happen.
Just kidding.
Not going to happen.
Oh, great. Now he's definitely not coming.
Okay.
Don's more than welcome. He's just got to pay his own way.
And find a place to stay. Can't stay in
That's
the
right.
hotels. They're all booked up.
Airbnb. We got a room for you, Don.
There's the Yellowknife Facebook group that says, bring Don back and ban Ron McLean. I'm sure one of them would be happy to have him on his
Why
couch.
can't we just have both of them back? We don't have to
because
ban
Ron
one
threw his old friend under the bus.
No.
Like Ron just kind of like,
I would love to host Don Cherry on an Airbnb, though.
why?
That'd be amazing.
You don't take white people into your house
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
because you're a reverse racist.
It's Don Cherry.
Okay, so we've all been in a situation. Oh, I don't know if we've all been in this situation, but have you ever been in a situation where you're sending out an email and you accidentally hit reply all, and within that reply all, you maybe talk smack about someone who's in that reply all? It's happened a lot.
I
Not
did
to
it
all
just
of us.
the other day, and as a matter of fact.
You did it just the other day.
Yeah.
You were walking down the street just the other day.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Replied all.
What happened?
Conversation that had nothing to do with me.
Oh, this is amazing. I just kind of made up this, and now you've got something to say about it.
No. So the YK Food Bank sent out an email last week.
You talk smack about the
because
YK
they
Food Bank in an
always,
email.
all day, every day.
Now that you mention it, I am hungry.
I can't even get money at this bank.
I got a lot of problems with you, YK Food Bank. Just kidding. No, they sent out an email the other day saying that they would be distributing food to people in need this Saturday.
Yes.
From 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Side Door Youth Center. So they wanted to get that info out to all media outlets.
There it is.
So Colleen McLean, who's their volunteer coordinator, had sent that out. And it was just basically like who can help us out with this to spread this announcement sort of thing. I, for some reason, thought that this was just directly to me.
It was not.
And for some reason, at that same time, hit reply all. And I said, hey, Colleen, not sure if someone's responded to you from Cabin Radio about this or not, but feel free to send to mailbox@cabinradio.ca, blah, blah, blah. That way, multiple parties will receive your message. And then I noticed that I had also sent that reply to CKLB, 100 News, media in general, and CBC North at cbc.ca.
And what
I'm sure they're talking
is
about
within media, Scott?
I think that's us.
Mailbox@cabinradio.ca.
There you go. So
didn't
now
get this.
everyone knows how to get a hold of Cabin Radio if you've got a little message. But I thought that's slightly embarrassing. It's like, well.
But she responded saying thank you.
She did respond. So to once again put the message out there, the YK Food Bank will be distributing food this Saturday morning, January 11th, 9:30 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Side Door Youth Center. And that's right beside Overlander Sports.
So
Bring
Perfect.
identification.
Well, now CBC knows. Now CKLB knows.
Now everybody knows.
They know we're involved.
Now
That's
100.1 The Boo knows. So there we go.
Everybody knows.
That's it.
Just doing my part, Colleen, by being ignorant and not knowing how to use Gmail.
A friend of mine in Australia had a similar experience.
Oh, God. Why? I've
He
been
works-
with this Australia stuff.
He works for. I was just there. That's all I have for the next at least 2 weeks. He works for a very large company, like tens of thousands of people, and they send out a company-wide email, and it was basically just a recap. But in that was, hey, there's a bunch of fires going on in Australia. I don't know if you've noticed.
I don't know if you noticed. The country's on fire.
The company has
Hopefully
done a
you
bunch of
haven't,
stuff to help out these fires. Blah 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 blah.
Help the fires.
Well,
Why would you help the fires?
Help the fires go away. Yeah. Encourage them to leave.
On their own
Encourage them.
terms.
That's right. Peaceful protests.
Yeah. So this is all, this is going on. Just keep your thoughts and prayers, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
And someone in the company replied all and just said, lol. LOL.
That's terrible.
So my friend shows me
Lots
this
of
email.
love. Lots of
I
love.
went, oh my! And
Lots
I said,
of love.
what's his angle on this? Like, what
Yeah.
would you do if you
What-
replied all and said lol, and someone said,
Who were you
"Hey,
replying to
Jesse."
that it was lol?
That's what I said. And so, how do you play this? Like, do you go, "Oh, I meant lots of love,
Lots of love.
for the victim,"
That's what
Yeah.
it means.
or do you just go, "Oh no, that was meant for someone. Like, that was meant for someone." I was laughing at the situation
Yeah.
to someone else.
Yeah.
Do you know who the person was?
No.
Does your friend know?
No,
The
just-
person know?
Yeah.
Okay.
Employee number 6. Who knows? Like in this tens
Yeah.
of thousands of people in this company.
Because if you're a millennial, that generation, you can't get away with that. Everyone knows what LOL is. We invented LOL. But if you're,
Maybe the higher ups
of
of
a
this
Gen
company.
X or baby boomer generation, you could at least maybe fall back on that. Be like, I always thought it meant lots of love. I gotta say, a lot of things make a lot more sense now.
Yeah.
Now that I known, that meant laugh out loud. Never would have said it. But I was just trying to spread love.
Now
That's
I realize my kids are jerks.
I love you,
all. Man.
Bull.
Law.
Terrible.
Yeah, that was the worst one I've seen.
Well, that's definitely worse than Lecter here.
Yeah, mine's pretty innocent.
Throwing the
Comparison.
food bank under
Yeah.
the bus.
Just kind of looking like an idiot in front of the other media. But I already do that every day.
That is fine. I
We
am
do
proud.
that.
I am proud to sit here with you two and Ollie and look like a fool in front of other media in this town.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to look like a fool with anyone else.
that's right. Well, because here's the thing: we look like fools on purpose.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
Most of the time.
that's right.
Yeah.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
Sometimes we say shh on the air,
Yep.
like we did yesterday.
We?
I did. No, we're a team here. We're a team. I should apologize for that because I didn't. I realized at the time and then I forgot until you messaged me like you. And I was like, yeah, no, I did.
When did you do that? I didn't even notice.
Exactly. But if you did notice yesterday and you were offended by it, I do apologize. If you weren't offended by it, come on over and have a chat.
It was during your penny story. And don't bother looking for it now. I edited it out of the podcast.
Oh, there
Good
you
man.
go. Now it
Good
just says
man.
ish.
Ish.
Now, nothing ever happened.
Oh, good.
As far as we know.
So
It
why did I
actually sounded
apologize?
like you said touche a little bit.
Maybe that's probably what I
You
heard.
didn't say
No, I
touche.
said two-ish, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember exactly what the context was.
It was Penny ripping up the blanket that
Yeah.
she pulled into the cage, and you were trying to like help further the description of how much she had torn it up.
Yeah. Oh, torn
Two-ish.
two. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yay, we found it out.
Yay.
Yay, we figured it
Glad we explored that one.
But the main thrust of this entire thing, again, is that the YK Food Bank will be distributing food to people in need on Saturday, January 11th, from 9:30 to noon at the Sidor Youth Center next to Overland Sports, of course. Overlander Sports, I should say.
Thank you.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
A wonderful story over the weekend about a young boy in Montreal.
People are calling it the
Story?
real life hockey sweater story.
That's exactly what it is, which is great.
Which is fantastic.
So if you're not familiar with the hockey sweater, it's an old story. I can never remember the author's name, and
Yeah,
I'm
me neither.
terrible for not remembering it. But it's one of my favorite stories. I remember the cartoon, the National Film Board of Canada cartoon. It was narrated by the author, I believe, and it's just wonderful. It's about a young boy who wants a Canadian sweater, but he gets a Maple Leaf sweater, and he lives in Quebec. He tries to play hockey, and everybody shuns him.
Yeah.
It's really, at its heart, a story about racism. So, in this modern day take, a boy named Jacob, 8 years old, in Montreal, wanted a Toronto Maple Leafs cake. So they put in an order at a local bakery, and the bakery used the Maple Leaf Foods logo for his cake.
Did they make it out of bologna?
I hope so. I really
Here's
hope
your
so.
bologna cakes. Happy birthday.
And so he's got this Maple Leaf Foods cake. And of course the story went viral because it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
And like even in the picture, like he's in Montreal. Even
Yeah.
in the picture of him and his dad, right next to him is his either his brother or his friend.
Right.
Who's wearing a Habs jersey.
Yeah.
Like, who is this kid?
Who invited that
Who
kid?
invited this kid? So Jacob didn't get the birthday cake that he wanted, and it even says Bonafide Jacob on it. It's pretty funny. So this, of course, this has gone viral. It's a wonderful little story because Maple Leaf Foods has reached out after all of this and said, "Hey, we got a surprise in store for you." So they're going to make it up to him in some way, which is one of the great things about social media is you put something out there and somebody might step up from that company or whatever and be like, "Hey, listen, we'll fly you out to wherever." Mm-hmm. So it's just funny that it's like a Maple Leaf Foods cake. Like who
And even in the picture,
Yeah.
it's like you could tell that the kid, like, he appreciates the joke.
Oh yeah, he's like, I guess,
like-
he's like, mm.
You got me.
Well,
He's
because
like-
he's 8 years old, he's still looking at the cake, and I'm like, this is gonna taste pretty good.
Well, and him and his dad are giving a thumbs down to the camera. And his dad kind of like has a half serious look, and the
Yeah.
kid's just like, "This is pretty funny."
Oh, I think they all had a good laugh about it because because they're in Montreal and he asked for a Maple Leafs cake. I think the bakery was like,
yeah, I mean, you're kind of trolling the bakery in the first
and the
place
bakery's
a little
trolling
bit.
you right back, which
So
is
that's
amazing.
That's just good, clean fun.
It was great, clean fun. And what we were saying about the surprise that the Maple Leaf Foods has in store is that they'll just send them to a Canadians game. I think that would be amazing. Don't worry, Jacob. We're going to make it up to you. We're going to send you to a Canadians game. Your favorite team, but I like the Leafs. Here are tickets to a Canadians game.
Oh, the Vancouver Canucks are in town.
That's-
Have fun.
That's better. Oh my goodness. But I mean, like, so they declined to name the bakery, which is great because a lot of people do take these things a little too seriously.
Yeah.
Because if they named the
People
bakery,
do that.
somebody would have been like, how dare you ruin a kid's.
Yeah.
This is all good, clean fun.
Yeah.
Kid's 8. Like, this is great.
Yeah.
This is a great story. Maple Leaf Foods is going to do something. I'm sure the Maple Leafs will probably step forward and do something. Maybe even the Canadians get in the game and are like, you sure you don't like the Canadians, bud?
I don't know for sure, but I assume the bakery would even give probably gave him like a
for sure.
discount
Oh,
on the
for sure.
cake or
Absolutely.
something.
Or made
But they
another
knew
one.
it was a joke.
Because
Yeah,
I'm
or maybe
assuming
made
they
another one.
gave him
Yeah.
an
But
actual
what-
Leafs cake.
What you would hope to come out of the story is that the bakery's named, and then everybody is like, "That's funny. Let's go to that bakery.
Yeah.
See what's up."
Well, Habs fans will just be like busting down
Busting
the
down
doors,
that door.
'cause
That's hilarious.
That's good stuff.
So Maple Leaf Foods released a tweet. Sorry to see that Jacob was disappointed with his cake, but we're sending him something that will turn his thumbs up. We're sending Jacob and his family to a Maple Leafs game,
Hey!
and we're gonna fuel them with delicious Maple Leaf products. And they're like, you know what? Just the tickets.
I'll take a hot dog.
I would take a hot dog.
Yeah.
I'll take a pack of them. That's all I bring on camping trips.
Better than those arena
12 pack of hot
dogs.
dogs. Sorry, pardon me. 24 pack of hot dogs and a 12 pack of buns. And that's it. That's it. The week after a camping trip is not fun. So good for Jacob. Good for his family. That's awesome.
Good for Maple Leaf Foods.
They gave him $300 of Maple Leaf Foods. And it says, I'm going to choose Toronto because the kids want to go there, she said. This is his mother. And they also gave us $300 of Maple Leafs food. And she said, the kids love bologna from Maple Leaf. So Maple Leaf sent them this food. He's like, can you work in a little ad for us when you talk about it?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Talk about our bologna.
Talk about our
sales
bologna.
are down this
We're
quarter.
trying to push our bologna.
Delicious. Yeah, we push the bologna. We're stuck with it. No, nobody wants slices of hot dog.
It's a down year. For
coming
bologna.
up. It's a 7-year
for bologna,
expiry.
ever since that bologna story at the beginning of the year.
But Jacob.
Well done, Jacob. And and all this. Here's the other thing that could, and this is the cynical part about of me doing this. Get your kid involved. Have something like this happen so you can get those tickets to the Leafs.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Just work it.
Take
Yeah.
pictures, get it on the internet,
That's right.
get prizes.
That's right.
Yeah.
It's the world we live in.
That's right. That's how you profit, baby. Well, Jacob gets to go to a game, see his favorite team, and I'm sure that cake tasted nothing like bologna.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca and by following the Mornings at the Cabin Facebook page.